Hello, everybody, and welcome to the top 5 new comics for October 26th and 27th of 2021. I am, as always, Chris, and say it every week. I'm going to say it again. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, like the video, comment down below. I appreciate it. Enough of that. Let's start off with Aquaman, Green Arrow. Deep Target #1. This is written by Brandon Thomas with art by Art-Ronan Cliquet. So in this one, we got the 80th anniversary of two huge characters in DC, Aquaman and Green Arrow, and they're coming together to save the multiverse. And looks like we got these two teaming up. Some event that takes them across the world, takes them across Atlantis, takes them across time and space, and all that fun stuff. It's a cool team up. I'm obviously a big Arthur Curry Aquaman fan. I enjoy a good Green Arrow book as well. So I'm just looking forward to it. And the team on this, well, I should say the writer on it, Brandon Thomas, is doing some of the other Aquaman stuff, and I've been really loving what he's doing. So I'm just hoping for a fun team-up book. That's really what it is at the end of the day. I always like when they do World's Finest. I like when it's Green Lantern, Green Arrow, Brave and the Bold, stuff like that. Nobody does it better in DC. So, let's see it. I want to see it. I'm going to see it. After that, we got Task Force Z #1. This is written by Matthew Rosenberg with art by Art-Eddy Barrows. So this is one that's got kind of a kooky little story behind it. We've got this event called A-Day in Gotham, where basically Arkham Asylum was destroyed and a bunch of villains died. But they've been zombified. Yes, we've got Bane, we've got Man-Bat, we've got the Arkham Knight, we've got Sundowner, and Mr. Bloom being led by the original DC zombie himself, the Red Hood. It's just it seems like it's going to be fun and crazy and kooky and weird, and I like the team. I mean, fuck. Mr. Bloom, has it been since Scott Snyder Batman that we've seen him? I believe so, but it feels like forever. And as much as I'm not a big Red Hood fan, I still just think the premise here is enough to keep me going. And it should be a lot of fun. And it kind of shows DC trying to do some things little... I mean, zombies aren't outside of the box. I won't say that, but just a little out there. They're doing the DC versus vampires, and it's comics. Let's have a little fun. Let's go a little weird. Let's do something different. And I think this is what we're getting here, and I'm looking forward to it. I am. And by the way, Matthew Rosenberg can write some comics. Don't know if you've heard of the guy, but he can. After that, we got Aquaman The Becoming #2. This is written by Brandon Thomas with art by Wade von Grawbadger. I really like that first issue. Jackson Hyde's a cool character. The premise was basically Aquaman's going on vacation, and somebody's got to take over, so why not Jackson? Aquaman's going on a big adventure. And so he tells Jackson, hey, I'm trusting you with Atlantis. I'm trusting you with everything. And you need help protect it. And through this, they got, we get into the nitty-gritty. They got, a VR system where they train and all this stuff. And it's eventually gets attacked by terrorists. And that's kind of where we leave off. So now we're going to deal with the aftermath of everything going on. And I thought that book was really well done, the first issue. I enjoyed it. Like I said, Jackson's just a cool character, and I'm glad to see him get a solo book. And I'm loving that even if they're all limited, I'm just loving this little Aquaman universe we got going on. They're all really good. Black Man is good. This is good. So it's all good. After that, I've got After Dark #1. This is written by Cullen Bunn, Frank Tieri, Jim Starlin, and Joe Pruett, with art by Eisma, Kudranski, Cliff Richards, Joe Eisma, and Nikkol, Kelenic. So, bit of an anthology series book here. It's Aftershock Comics. I really dig everything, not everything, but I really dig what Aftershock's doing just as a company. And they've been doing some these cool, what they call one-shocks. Stupid name, but just one-shot anthology books with different creators. And of course, they're getting the best of the best. I mean, Frank Tieri, if you don't know him, check him out. He's really great. He's done some cool stuff at Marvel. He's done some really good indie stuff. Cullen Bunn, if you don't know him, I don't know what to tell you there. Look him up, because half the industry is written by Cullen Bunn at this point. And then fucking Jim Starlin. You put Jim Starlin on anything, I'm gonna look it up. I'm a Jim Starlin fan. I'm a Jim Starlin fanatic. I love the dude's work. I love the dude's history. And I'm always going to check out books that he's doing. So while horror is not normally my gig, my thing, I like this one-shot premise. I like the creators we got here. And I also like that they're not just doing it as like, here's a collection of stories. They're doing a real Tales from the Crypt kind of thing, where there's supposed to be interstitials to kind of connect everything together in a way. Even if it's just as loosely as like some dude going, and then this happened, stupid stuff like that. But I like the effort. I like the stuff that Aftershock Comics is doing. I honestly think they're one of the most positive middle range comic publishers out there, doing some cool stuff, trying some different things, and honestly, just greenlighting books I don't think anybody else would greenlight. And they've been successful with it so far. So, gonna support them. And yeah, looks like a cool book. We will end with Crossover #9. This is written by Donny Cates with art by Art-Geoff Shaw. Really, really enjoyed Donny and Shaw's return to Crossover. You can tell they're having fun with this book. You can tell when they started, they had their story in the first 6 issues. They were able to tell it, and it was successful. And now they're able to expand upon it, and it's just them having a good time. From how they recapped the first volume, to how they mentioned Chip's issue, to just everything in general and how they kind of brought it together. I really enjoyed that last issue. This series is just, it's one of the great series right now. You can tell it's just something that these two have been dying to do for a long time. And I don't know what to say. If you're a comics fan, if you're reading comics, I think this is a book that you have to read. It's up there with Saga. It's up there with Walking Dead. The stuff that I would tell people who are in the comics that may just read Big Two, or maybe don't get outside of their bubble very much. Like, these are groundbreaking books that I think you should be reading. And so far, I know I put it in high praise. It's 9 issues. Could it go off the rails? Maybe. I mean, any book can go off the rails. Any book can plummet to the earth. We don't know. But you get a feeling for these things. And I get a feeling from this the same way I felt when I was into the second and third volume of Saga, when I was into the second and third volume of Walking Dead. And that's why I kind of put it up there in that category for me. So I don't think I'm going out too much on a limb to say it's a great book, and I'm really loving it. So that's everything, everybody. I want to thank you all so much for watching again this week. Check out the podcast. This week we have Chris Eliopoulos of Franklin Richards fame, of Ordinary People Change the World fame, of you name it, famous comic letterer, famous comic artist, a guy that's put so much in the industry and gone beyond the industry and done some cool stuff and done a lot of positive in just our industry and our world. And it was an honor to talk to him, honestly. I'm such a huge fan of his. He's one of those guys where I've read some of his stuff. Obviously, I'm a target audience for his stuff, but I'm a fan just of him and what he's doing and what he's a guy that sticks out for him, sticks to his guns, sticks out for people, and does great things. So check that interview out. I was blown away talking to him. It was awesome. And we do that podcast every week. That's Sports Comic News. You can find those interviews also on this YouTube right here. So like I said earlier, hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment down below. And thank you all so much for watching, for your support, and for your feedback. It blows me away every week when I see that people are watching this stuff. So thank you so much. See y'all here next week.